Hi, nice to meet you, Jake.
Nice to meet you. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to leave for Brazil tomorrow. I love what I do, and I'm very thankful that I get to do what that I get to make music and perform it. And it's been a very charmed and special life that I've gotten to live so far.
I think so. You've had a significant experiences on previous visits to Brazil. Can you recall any moments where you're meaningful to you?
Well, Scissor Sisters played Sao Paulo in like 2011, and it was a really show. The show was a blast. But the most important thing from that trip was Del Marquis, the Scissor Sisters guitarist, met his husband. Yes, he's actually texting me right now. Um, uh, he met his husband there, and this guy Pablo, and they live in New York together. They're married. They're still married. So that trip, the Scissor Sisters concert there was life-changing, especially for Del Marquis.
And for you, are you
I
married?
loved
Are
it.
you
I had a blast, but this time I'm looking forward to hanging out a little bit more than from the
really?
last time I was there. Yeah, I want to I'm planning on having some fun while I'm there.
Is there any contemporary Brazilian artists or musical genres from Brazil that have inspired or could inspire you in your future work?
Someone was just telling me to listen to Funk Generation by Anita. I didn't
Uh,
know. So what's it? So funk music is massive there right now?
yes,
No.
you tell me after.
Yeah, no, I'm very curious to hear what is popular right now in
Yes,
Brazil.
if
I'm really
you
looking forward to hearing what people are listening to at the moment.
have you faced specific challenges in the music industry due to the openly gay identity? How have you overcome these obstacles?
Yeah, I mean, I think that along, the first Scissors album is now 20 years old. And it was a very different time. I think by the time I started in Scissor Sisters, I was just so out and
Yeah,
I just didn't care. And I think that whatever obstacles were there, I just like was so ambitious. I think I sort of blew through them. But I think queer pop music, I think it's interesting. I've got this show called Queer the Music that's it's a podcast about queer artists.
yes.
And um I think it's very interesting the different experiences that artists have had over the years before me, long before me. What the experience is like for younger queer artists now coming into music. Um, I think it's very interesting, and it's been an interesting idea to explore.
Yes.
But I've been very lucky. I don't feel like, I don't feel like I've had too many obstacles in my career. If they've been there, I just put the blinders on and move forward.
Amazing. How do you think the LGBTQism has influenced the music industry over the years, and what change do you still hope to see?
Um, I mean, I think there's a massive difference now from between now and uh sort of just there's way more LGBTQ artists um than there ever has been that are out and making music. Um I would love the biggest change I would love to see is for younger artists to be able to make a living and to be able to make money off of a creative life and off of their music. I think the biggest difference between now and like 20 years ago when Scissors was starting out, I think it's harder to make money for new artists and for younger people coming in to music. And that's a big change that I would like to see. I'm not really sure how younger people are expected to make a living doing it.
Yes, indeed. Is there an aspect of your personal life or story that you haven't fully explored in your music, but you'd like to do in the future?
I think writing. I wrote a book about 6 years ago. That was a memoir about my own life, and I feel like I'm working on another book now, and I think that's a great place for me to sort of sort out all those personal things. A lot of times my music is very fantasy oriented. It's very fictional. It's very fantastic. And I think in sort of book writing, I can get a little bit more personal, if that makes any sense.
And if you could change one thing about your first major tour with the knowledge you have experienced, what would it be?
God, what would it be? I would probably tell myself not to worry so much. I think about myself 20 years ago and the immense pressure that I put myself under. It was a lot of pressure, and I would tell myself not to put such an enormous amount of pressure on myself.
Last Man Dancing. Is there a track on the Last Man Dancing that is particularly personal or revealing?
This album, not really. I wanted this record to be much more of a fantasy. My first solo record is a lot more personal and is, I was going through a breakup of a very long relationship. And so Last Man Dancing I just wanted it to be way more fun and focus more on fantasy than necessarily my own personal story. But I feel like that's gonna change. I think probably the next thing that I make will probably end up being much more personal.
Do the television deals with themes of language and loss of meaning? In media saturated world, how do you see the role of music communication deep for complex messages?
I think you can never really know how somebody is going to take what you do. It's all poetry. So I think once you put a song out, the meaning is in people's hands, and you don't really have control over that anymore. A song like Do the Television, I have a whole wild story in my head of what that song is about. And that song is not in my voice. I'm imagining there's a whole other character that sings that song that's not really me. So to me, it's just like a big fiction, but it's like I'll never be able to. I can never expect anyone else to know that, So hopefully people will use their own imaginations about sort of what the songs mean and get their own meanings from it.
The track Really Big Deal offers a critique of modern narcissism. In your view, how does the narcissism impact those social relationships and the contemporary pop culture?
Oh gosh, it's a big question. Really Big Deal is a funny song. I actually wrote it for a musical that I'm working on. I'm working on this musical, and it was the last I was finishing the rough draft of a score, and I wrote it for a stage musical, and it's sung by a character. But I love the song so much, I was like, I want to put this on the album. I think people, I think people get a little bit too wrapped up in social media. I think people take themselves very, very, very seriously. I think everyone, I feel like everyone wants to look like a celebrity. And yeah, I mean, I think social media has transformed, how we see ourselves, and not necessarily for the better.
What are your plans after you join us at the parade? Are any plans to visit a particular place or meet someone?
Well, I'm definitely coming to the parade on Sunday. Yeah. Um, my plan for Sunday is just to hang out with everybody and have a great time. I'm a very social creature. I am. Yes. So I will definitely be out and having fun. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to having a great time.
Thank you for this time.
All
That's
right, we'll
all.
see you this weekend.
Okay, we will.
All right, thank you. It was nice talking to you.